Hello and welcome back to another Titanfall tutorial. I'm CimmerianKing. So today we're going to be talking about burn cards. So as you can see, I've already got a full deck of cards and I have no room for any more. So what this means is if I unlock any more in a game, they will automatically get discarded and will not be put in my deck. I won't have the choice to swap out any new cards for any cards that I already have. Any cards that I unlock will be automatically and permanently discarded. Chances are you'll find that you'll accumulate burn cards a lot faster than you can use them. So therefore it will be quite common that you get a full deck. So the best thing to do is to discard some if you know you're never going to use them. So for example, if you hate the sniper rifle, any sniper rifle cards that you get, simply discard them, and therefore it will give you more room in your deck and you won't have to keep a card that you're not going to use. There are several different categories of burn cards. So as you can see here with the shotgun burn card, in the top left and bottom right corners of the card there is a black skull. Now this skull represents the weapon based cards in the game. So as you can see from the cards I have in my deck, that all the weapon based cards have this skull on them. Next we have the lightning symbol, which tends to represent tactical abilities. So as you can see on this card, I have a longer lasting stim. This is also where you would find a longer lasting cloak. And then we have a couple of quirky abilities such as this light bulb and these symbols here that just represent a few different things within the game. And then lastly we have the rosette symbol with the exclamation mark inside, and this tends to be the category for time based reductions in the game. So as you can see here, 80 seconds off build time or the Titan core charge, and then you can get extra experience from scoring hits on pilots, and it also reduces build time. A thing to note is there are common cards as well as gold or rare cards. So as you can see with this rosette, it's dark and this is a more common card, and then if I switch to this one where it's highlighted gold, this represents a more hyped up version of your more common cards. So rather than reducing build time on this one, I just get to call the Titan in straight away. And for another example, the longer lasting stim ability here is replaced by a permanent stim as well as having my tactical ability. And as you can see, this lightning symbol is dark and this one glows gold and is an improved card over this one. As you play, you will unlock more cards, but the best way to find out how to unlock cards and what cards you would like to go for is by going to the challenges section in the menu. So this gives you a long list of different challenges that you are able to do. So if I go to kills section, you can see here, by killing 250 grunts, I'm able to unlock the reward of 2,500 XP as well as a Thin the Ranks burn card. So if I scroll down again, I can get herbal renewal card for killing 200 spectres, and unfortunately for this one I don't get any card for this challenge, but I still get an experience reward. And if you're after specific cards, all you have to do is go through the card list, find out which ones you would like. So let's go to Titan Ordnance, and that doesn't seem to have any at the moment. So oh, there's some. So if you particularly want Titan Salvage, then you can find out which challenge you need to unlock in order to get this card. You can also unlock cards through playing the game, such as leveling up or killing grunts and spectres and pilots in certain ways and winning matches and things like that. But it's not that common, and it's a bit ambiguous on what you need to do. So the best way to guarantee cards is by having a look at these challenges, picking one that you would like to go for, and then working towards that goal. It's also good to have a look at the challenges because it actually shows you challenges that you're coming up close to completing, and by doing that, you can consider whether you want to throw away certain cards in order to make room for the cards that you'll probably unlock in the next game or two. You get 3 slots to take cards with you into a match. So if I take all these 3, they're the 3 that I'll be able to activate at some point in the match. Now, a card only lasts 1 life. So if I spawn in the middle of the match, for example, and I decide to use this shotgun card, that card will last until I die or until the end of the match. So if I activate this shotgun card but don't die at all, at the end of the match it will still be lost. Round-based games, such as Last Titan Standing, will carry over the cards as long as you don't die. If, for example, I take this Amped Sidewinder and activate it at the beginning of a Last Titan Standing match and don't die for the entire match, I will keep this card from round to round. So this weapon will stay equipped for the entire game, and at the end of the game it will be burnt away and I will lose it. If, however, I do die whilst having this Amped Shotgun equipped, what is possible is I can run back to the location where I died and I will find the shotgun on the floor, so I can then swap that for my currently equipped weapon and pick up my burn card equipped weapon again. It's also possible to kill an enemy that is using a amped weapon burn card, and if you kill the enemy whilst they're using this burn card, you can go to their corpse and pick up their amped up weapon and use that until you die. So in effect you would get a burn card for free. The limitations to this is it only really works on weapons. You can't really do that with a tactical ability or any timed cards or anything like that. It only really works with weapons. Another thing to note is if I take 3 cards into a match but only use the shotgun and fail to use these other 2, as long as these other 2 aren't activated, they will be returned back to my deck unused at the end of the game. One thing I'd just like to mention that did confuse me a little bit is that it is possible in this weapons category to get infinite grenade based cards. So for example, you could have infinite arc mines or infinite satchel charge, but when I use them I would still only have 2 arc mines to throw, for example, and once I'd expended those 2 I would be completely out. What it doesn't say is that they actually regenerate over time. So if you throw the 2 grenades, you have to wait a few seconds or something like that, and then you'll regenerate 1 back. They're not infinite, so you can't just spam the grenade, but they do regenerate after a couple of seconds and you can use it again. It's important to consider the game mode you're playing when selecting your burn cards. For example, it's not really useful in any way if I'm playing Last Titan Standing and I select yet again this shotgun, because most of the time I should be walking around in a Titan, so I won't even use this shotgun, and then it's not really that effective versus Titans if my Titan is destroyed and I manage to escape. So for example, using these tactical abilities probably also isn't that good for using in a Last Titan Standing match. However, considering it speeds up your movement speed, this could be useful in something like Capture the Flag or maybe a domination where you have to zip between points. What could be good in Last Titan Standing perhaps is something like this card, Titan Salvage, where you scoring hits on Titans earns you extra XP and reduces build time. The problem here is playing Last Titan Standing halves the use of this card, because you will get extra XP from damaging the Titans, but there is no build time in that mode, so therefore you do not get the benefits of the reduced build time from this card. So it's not necessarily bad to use this card, but you're only getting half the benefits, whereas you could perhaps use something like 80 seconds off the build time or off the core charge. So if you use this in Last Titan Standard, you'll get 80 seconds off your core charge, which is just over a minute, and I'm not entirely sure what the core charge time rate is, but you could use your core charge a lot faster than anyone else could. And say using an Atlas, you get the damage boost, and that would be really handy early on. Also try to keep in mind the time that you use your burn cards. So it's not really any use using an anti-Titan weapon burn card at the beginning of a match when no one has a Titan yet. Okay, so that's been my guide for burn cards. Hopefully you've learnt something from this video, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll be doing much more in the future. Thanks for watching.